Ladies and gentlemen, the commander of 1st Battalion, 46th Infantry Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel Cale Brown.
Morning. Commander Key, Lieutenant Colonel Ward, Lieutenant Colonel Miller, Lieutenant Colonel Tyron, Command Sergeant Major Nisbet, Sergeant Major Wyckoff, Sergeant Major McNeil, other distinguished guests, family, and friends, welcome to Fort Benning on such an awesome Army Day. Cool. It is absolutely fantastic to see so many friends and family members of the audience, who've made the trip to bear witness as 409 of the Army's newest soldiers from Bravo Company, 1st Battalion, 46th Infantry Regiment. And Delta Company, 3rd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment. Okay, right side, we got a little work to do. As they cross the parade field and take their place in the profession of arms, and it's my distinct pleasure this morning to introduce our guest speaker, the commander of the 192nd Infantry Brigade. Colonel Clark was commissioned as an infantry officer upon graduation from the United States Military Academy in 1988, and has led soldiers at every level, from platoon leader to his current position as the commander of the 192nd Infantry Brigade. He's a graduate of numerous Army schools to include Basic Airborne Course, Ranger School, and Air Assault School, as well as the Jump Master School. Colonel Clark is responsible for more than 550 uniformed soldiers and civilian cadre members who will receive, educate, and train and inspire over 31,000 combat-ready soldiers for our Army over the course of this year, which includes your soldier standing in formation today. Ladies and gentlemen, our brigade commander, Colonel Ron Clark. Good morning. Distinguished guests, friends and families of the soldiers standing on the field, on behalf of Command Sergeant Major Clyde Glenn, our Brigade Command Sergeant Major, and myself, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Fort Benning and the basic training graduation for Bravo Company, 1st Battalion, 46th Infantry Regiment. Much better. And Delta Company, 3rd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment. We'll be here all day like that. A wise person once told me that when called upon to give a speech, stand up and be heard, or stand up and be seen, speak up and be heard, and then sit down and be appreciated. So I understand that I'm the only person standing between you and hugging your soldier on the field. So I'll try and keep that and your applause. So I'll try and keep my remarks short out of respect for you and for them. For the men on the field, I know you've been standing out there a long while. Go ahead and shake it out. Go ahead, shake it out. All right, now lock it up. Today in this formation, on this hallowed ground, stand 409 men, all volunteers who have met the challenge of becoming soldiers in the United States Army. This formation includes 107 soldiers that will serve on active duty, 151 that will join the U.S. Army Reserves, and 151 that will join the Army National Guard. They range in age from the youngest soldiers, PFC Arvin of Bravo Company, and Private Second Class Valet of Delta Company, who are both 17 years old, to our oldest soldier graduating today, Specialist Birch, who is 32 years old, nearly twice their age. Several of these soldiers have distinguished themselves from amongst their peers to meet the highest possible standards in basic combat training. I'd like to highlight a few of them for you. PFC Taylor Oaks of Bravo Company earned the highest score on the Army Physical Fitness Test with a score of 370 points out of a possible 300 on the extended scale. While PFC Derek Gates earned the highest score in Delta Company, also exceeding the maximum with a score of 377 points on the extended scale. In basic rifle marksmanship, Private Nathan Sutton was the top shot in Bravo Company with a score of 35 out of 40 hits, while Private Juan Aguirre earned top gun honors in Delta Company, also scoring 35 out of 40 hits. I'd also like to again congratulate our distinguished honor graduates. There's only one per company. PFC Jamari Baker and Private Nicholas DeLuca for a job well done. Let's give these men a round of applause. The soldiers you see standing on the field before you represent the very best that our nation has to offer. In a time when only about 1 in 4 military-aged men in our country meet the minimum requirements to join our forces, less than 0.5% of all American citizens will ever wear a uniform in defense of our country. These men on the field before you have volunteered to defend the United States in our uniquely American way of life. These men in formation have earned the right to be called U.S. Army soldiers, and today marks the culmination of 10 weeks of training that has challenged these men both mentally and physically. They have endured through a program of rigorous physical training, mastery of the M16 assault rifle, hand grenades, heavy weapons training, extensive first aid training, long foot marches, live fires, and multiple field training exercises. These men now live by the Army values and the soldier's creed. They've joined a team of professionals that is known as the world's most trusted fighting force, an incredible team that for more than 237 years is recognized as the most respected institution in the United States, the United States Army. Men, congratulations on meeting the challenge of becoming a soldier in the United States Army. Make no mistake about it. Your service in the Army while our nation is at war saves lives. We exist solely as a nation because of your service and the sacrifice of the great Americans who have gone before you. Those who have raised their right hand to defend the United States and our Constitution against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. Today you join the long line of soldiers who wore blue, gray, khaki, and olive drab, desert camouflage, ACUs, and multicam, and ran into harm's way in defense of our nation. There's no greater way to demonstrate your service or citizenship. I speak on behalf of my battle buddy, Command Sergeant Major Glenn, and all of our cadre when I say that we are extremely proud to have you join our ranks as our brothers in arms. We wish you the best of luck and look forward to serving shoulder to shoulder with you as you serve in our Army in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in another round of applause for America's newest soldiers and the future of our Army. All that your soldiers have accomplished over the past 10 weeks is a direct result of the hard work and dedication of their drill sergeants, whose devotion to training these young men means long hours and personal sacrifice. The drill sergeants that train these soldiers all have combat experience and are selected from the top 10% of the non-commissioned officer corps. Our drill sergeants are simply the best teachers, coaches, mentors, motivators that these soldiers will ever have. Staff Sergeant Christopher Neff and Staff Sergeant Louis Villerman, our distinguished drill sergeants of the cycle, exemplify the excellence of all of our drill sergeants who willingly sacrifice time with their own families to transform civilians into soldiers in 10 short weeks. They do this willingly because they and their families fully understand the hazards of our chosen profession. The drill sergeants' families know that unlike high school or college, where your instructors will hand off a diploma and simply wish you well in your future endeavors, our drill sergeants know that the soldiers that they train today will serve in the ranks of their friends and loved ones, possibly in combat tomorrow. So it's our moral obligation to spend as much time, energy, and effort as necessary
to train your soldier to fight and win in combat. We know that because our own lives depend on it, and we depend on your soldiers' character, courage, and competence. Our drill sergeants' families are resilient and strong and understand that training your soldiers for the rigors of combat saves lives. I ask that any family members of our drill sergeants please stand at this time. Please join me in recognizing our outstanding drill sergeants for a job well done and our families who are here today for their service and sacrifice. To the parents, families, and friends in the audience, on behalf of the Maneuver Center of Excellence family, thank you for traveling from points near and far to attend this ceremony and this day with us. Your presence at Fort Benning makes it very special for us all. Thank you for your support that you've shown your soldier over the past 10 weeks, and thank you for the support that you will show as they continue to train in their time in the Army. Their journey is just beginning. Now, parents, family, and friends, we know you've been counting the days since they started. We're about to challenge you one more time. Look out onto that field. These are your soldiers. Let them know how proud you are of them with a thunderous round of applause. May God continue to bless our soldiers serving in harm's way today, both overseas and in our country, their families who anxiously wait their return home safely, our Army, and our great nation. One force, one fight, forge the thunderbolt, take the high ground. Hooah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Soldier's Creed is the standard for all soldiers to live by. The Soldier's Creed helps soldiers understand that despite very diverse backgrounds, all soldiers are warriors and members of a team. We invite all soldiers, both past and present, to stand and join us as the Soldier of the Cycle from Delta Company, 3rd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment, Private Nicholas A. DeLuca, leads his brothers in the Soldier's Creed.
The Soldier's Creed!
The Soldier's Creed!
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am a warrior and a member of a team.
I am a warrior and a member of a team.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I serve the people of the United States and live the Army values.
I will always place the mission first.
I will always place the mission first.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never accept defeat.
I will never quit.
I will never quit.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
I am disciplined, physically and mentally tough.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
Trained and proficient in my warrior tasks and drills.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I always maintain my arms, my equipment, and myself.
I am an expert and I am a professional. I stand ready to deploy, engage, and destroy the enemies of the United States of America in close combat. I am a guardian of freedom and the American way of life. I am an American soldier. We are soldiers, sir. Attack!
Ladies and gentlemen, as the soldiers pass to your front, we invite you to take pictures, but please stay in your seats. When the national colors pass to your front, we ask that you please rise. Once the colors have passed your location, you may be seated again. The commander of troops for today's ceremony is Major Robert Barton, 1st Battalion, 46th Infantry Regiment, Executive Officer. The commander for Bravo Company, 1st Battalion, 46th Infantry Regiment is Captain Christian Montoyo from Bronx, New York. The platoon sergeant for 1st Platoon is Senior Drill Sergeant Timothy Jones from Cleveland, Tennessee. The platoon sergeant for 2nd Platoon is Senior Drill Sergeant Brian Miller from Hazard, Kentucky. The platoon sergeant for 3rd Platoon is Senior Drill Sergeant Darnell Beelan from Denton, Maryland. The platoon sergeant for 4th Platoon is Senior Drill Sergeant Anders Foster from East Ridge, Tennessee. The 1st Sergeant for Bravo Company, 1st Battalion, 46th Infantry Regiment is 1st Sergeant Patrick Fanning from Houston, Texas. The commander for Delta Company, 3rd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment is Captain Keith Stutz from Mobile, Alabama. The platoon sergeant for 1st Platoon is Senior Drill Sergeant Ramon De Leon from Baytown, Texas. The platoon sergeant for 2nd Platoon is Senior Drill Sergeant Randy Berry from Jersey City, New Jersey. Sergeant for 3rd Platoon is Drill Sergeant Christopher Hurd from Hagerstown, Maryland. The Platoon Sergeant for 4th Platoon is Senior Drill Sergeant Derek Amos from Sumter, South Carolina. The First Sergeant for Delta Company, 3rd Battalion, 47th Infantry Regiment is First Sergeant Adante Williams from Flint, Michigan.